Right, while I am waiting for parts to rebuild the water pumps, I have a small side project here on what I would like to say is my E-Type, but in reality it is my brother's and my E-Type. It lives in Delaware with my brother. I had it for many years in England prior to coming to the USA. I will hopefully get to drive it again one day, and he is on the second restoration of this vehicle. I did the first restoration. He threw money at me. I threw it at the car. Of course, it sucked up a lot of that, which is, what it does when you're having one of these fun projects. We kind of lived closer together. When I was in Pennsylvania, he was in Delaware, and wasn't so bad, but now I'm out here in sunny Arizona and he's still in Delaware. These two little items here are the cubby holes. And I believe, if I am correct, they are behind the seats and in the side pods of the rear wing. Gz, gz, gz. And initially I painted them, as you can see. This was what I had available to me at the time. There was no such thing, or it wasn't around, or I didn't find it. The flocking kits. So I'm going to flock these. Now, they do have a couple of little, you see, that's really weak. So I'm going to super glue that to give it some strength. It doesn't really matter too much, in all honesty. These kind of screw in from the back, and, and it's old. It's 1964 cardboard. Give it a break, huh? So there's no point in me trying to take all of this paint off. It's going to cause it more problems. This edge here is a little iffy, so I'm going to glue that and clamp it down and make it look as best I can. Then I'm going to give these two things a damn good flocking. And this has got a couple of little breaks in it. So what I'll do initially is I'm just going to run some super glue around the back to repair them. I might even try and get some sandpaper or something on these rivets and at least convert them from rust to metal. My brother, as I said, lives in Delaware, and they do actually get rain and snow there, which is a great shame. Perhaps I should confiscate the car from him. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to try and treat these somehow before I flock it, to try and make the rusty rivets not so rusty. Why? Well, why not? Yeah, give me a little bit of a wire brush and some rust treatment, and take it from there. Initially, let me glue these little beasties. I'm going to put them flat like that and somehow hold them. I haven't figured out how to hold them yet, and just run some super glue around there. Do the same with this one. Not quite sure yet how I'm going to hold these because they're cardboard. I've had a thought, and that hurts. I've got a piece of MDF board. I'm going to put it on MDF board. I'm going to tape it down. Then I'm going to run the glue around. Stand by. Don't go away. Okay, excuse me. I'm just going to pivot you a bit. Nothing like a quick pivot. Now, I've got these taped down on the MDF board here. They're holding relatively flat. Doesn't have to be perfection. I'm just trying to give it a little strength. Oh, and while you're doing blue tape, avoid this tape, number 2093 Sharp Lines Multi-Surface. It's crap. It's made by Scotch Blue. It doesn't fucking stick to shit. It says multi-surface. Yeah, multi-surface what? multi-surface in the trash. That's what it is. It's crap. Right, so now let's find my little weaky ones, and we just give them a bit of super glue. Give them a bit, make them a little stronger. Shouldn't need it there. Shouldn't need it there. Well, there's one there that needs a little help. Yep. And this really will just give it a little more strength. Yeah, let's face it, it's 1964. So we just get in there, and once these are set, then I'll check it again and see if there are some other ones that I need to do. So this is Mr. Gorilla Clear Glue. So hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, I'll cry, stamp my feet and scream and scream and scream until I'm thick. I'm already thick, and I might be thick. Yeah, figure that one out. Right, I think that's enough now. I don't want to go crazy. Crazy for you. I'm crazy for me, because I'm so fucking gorgeous. Right, that will now sit and set and sit and set and sit and set overnight. Hopefully it will soak into the cardboard, because that's all they are. Then my next task will be to clean up the rivets a little bit with a miniature wire brush in my Dremel, probably. Or maybe a little sander in my Dremel, not sure. And then a quick bit of rust treatment. And then I think I will probably give them a little dibby-dabby-do of something like a Pour 15 once I've rust treated them so that they don't rust again. And then put the Pour 15 on there just to protect them. Once all of that shit's done, then I can get round to why they're here, and that is to flock them. Unfortunately, because of my location and my brother's location, I cannot do much to help with a second restoration of the E-type, which is a great shame, but you know, life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. And he sends me little pieces every now and then to either powder coat or flock in this case. And then when he comes to visit, he brings his suitcase full of car parts and we work on them, and then he takes them back and puts them on the E-type, which is good because it gives me some involvement, although obviously nowhere near as much as I would really like. But hey, I had that first time, I did all the work, and my brother just sat, well, he didn't sit back and watched, he couldn't do anything. He was in America and I was in England, so I just sent him pictures and updates as best I could. So now I guess the role is kind of reversed, which is okay. That's, what is it they say, that's payback, or that's fair. So we are merely custodians of these babies. So we want to make this as nice as we can, ready for when we die and the next person takes them on and goes, wow, this is good. Well, at least that's what we hope, and if not, well, there's fuck all we can do about it when we're pushing up the daisies. Right, the next video, or the next part of this particular video, will be me doing the rusty treatment bits. We'll see how that goes. Alright, just to show you what I've been up to, I've now put the super glue here and strap these down as best I can. Again, it's not a big deal, because once these are put in, then there is a panel that goes over the top of them. But I just wanted to give them a little bit more strength. So I just ran some super glue over them to give them a little more strength. Now, when they're installed, I'm expecting that, you know, some of the super glue will crack or break but that's to be expected. These rivets they get me. You know, I guess it was an economy thing that they just use steel rivets rather than stainless steel or copper or bronze or something that wouldn't corrode. I mean, let's face it, the car was living in England. As I say that, I'm thinking 75% of the cars, I believe, if I'm correct in that number, went to America. But guess what? It still rains in America, unless you're a California or Arizonan like me. Interesting thought. Economy. Well, I guess by the time these things rusted, and yeah, let's face it, you know, it's 1964 that this was made, and it's not like they're falling apart, they're just not pretty. So I'll give them a little sand, I'll give them some rust treatment, and then I'll give them perhaps a little paint. It may not be pretty when I do it, because I may get a little generous with the paint, which is going to be Pour 15. But the idea is to protect it. So what I may do is I may just do the whole strip, you know, follow the lines. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how it goes. I'll see how it looks. I might just mask it here and then brush it on. Same here, mask it, brush it. Here, mask it, brush it, mask it, brush it, brush it. We'll see. We'll see what happens next. Do I need to go to that length? No, of course I don't. Will I? Yes, I will. Why? Because I'm a perfectionist, and when I send these back to my brother, I hope he will appreciate the extra effort that we go to this time around. Unfortunately, we're both old fucks, so the car will last a lot longer than we do. But that's okay. This is our... I don't know what the word is. It's not our heritage, because it's not going to be left to a family member. Pay it forward, I guess. That's all it is. All right. Time to let it set. Okay, next phase. I've allowed these to set overnight. So now we need to see. I don't know if this is going to work. Alright, so yeah, I might do that one a little bit more. I want to see if my little orbital sander here can clean these. There's a lot of rivets. I just want to try with the edge. Let's see. Well, that's good enough. I've got to be careful because I don't want to go through the cardboard. But that'll make life a lot easier now. I'll just clean up the rest of these, and then we'll come back and prepare to get flocked. Did it again. I lied. I've got to treat these with rust treatment first. And then I use this stuff. It works very well. Where did I get it from? Home Depot. You might want to try it. Then once these have been treated, dried in the sun, then we'll paint the outer part. Then we'll do the flock. And the only part I'm going to paint is probably just going to be the stripe area, just to give it the rivets some protection. All right, let's get it treated, and the only way I'm going to do it so that I don't go get the stuff everywhere, just put it on a cotton bud and dab it on. Dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it. And we'll see how it convoits it, which it should do. It has done in the past, but this is getting pretty old now. I've had this solution a long time, and I keep reusing it, and unfortunately it gets a little weak, so I may have to go and buy some more. And somebody did suggest that what was it you use? There was a different type of acid. Hang on a second. Oh, I thought I wrote it down. Just a minute. Don't go away. Don't go away. I could have sworn I'd made a note of it. Yeah. Phosphoric acid. And you get it from farm shops or tractor supply places. And apparently that is the stuff that does the rust conversion. Who has it said it? Oh, Maximus Iron Thumper on YouTube. He does some interesting stuff, not just cars. He does all sorts of interesting weird shit. So there you go. All right, let me finish doing these, get it in the sun, then we'll be back to paint. Here we are. As you can see, they finished their baking in the sun. They got a nice tan, and I've masked this up, and I will be painting this area with my Pour 15 black. And this is poured out of the can. And a little note for you guys, and I've mentioned it in other videos, but in case you've not watched them, when you put Pour 15 into another jar, which you should do, you shouldn't use it straight from the can, otherwise it'll just go off. When you put it in a glass jar, put some saran wrap between the lid and the glass, because it will bond, and it will bond good, and you will never get that lid off. With the saran wrap here, it just tears the saran wrap, and then you put in a new piece when you finish it. I grabbed myself a set of brushes. I think the store's called Joann's. It's like a what is the word? It's not quite a hobby store, but it's sort of a hobby store with, you know, making shiny things and Christmas gifts and all that kind of stuff. And just bought this packet of brushes, and I've added a few to it. Great idea, because they get this lovely little zip thing to shove it in. They're good little brushes, and, you know, when they finally give up, you don't care because you've got so many of them. All right, so the plan now will be to select the appropriate brush. It's going to be one of these thicker ones because that saves time. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. This one has been used quite a bit and is getting stiff. You know, you can never get it. You can never get all that paint out in there, even though you soak it. So the Brussels, yes, the Brussels and the cabbage are getting a little stiff. So I'm just going to use this brush up, and then I probably won't even clean it. I'll just dispose of it. And the idea now will be to paint, well, where all the wivets are. With it. Now let's see. I tell you what, why don't we do this for shits and giggles? Let's see if my saying about the trick with the saran wrap works. Oh, man, that's tough. There she goes. See, and you just peel this off and chuck it in the yellow sea. Oh, that's an old joke. All right, so there we go. That did work, and I did give this jar a bloody good shake before I even attempted to open it. And we will just paint it, make it look pretty. And what I like is that the rust treatment soaked underneath the wivet, and now the paint will do the same thing. And taping it up, of course, means that I don't have to worry about cutting it in and being super duper careful. Do I really need to paint this? Probably not. Why am I doing it? Because I'm an anal twit. Twit, twit, twit. And it'll make it look nice so that the inside of the car, that's some nice painty bits to look at. Okay, I know I'm fucking crazy, but how can I tell you? I'm sure the E-Type will appreciate it. I know it's done. Alright, I'm not gonna make you watch me. Actually, I tell you what, I'm gonna try something with this video, which I've never done before. I'm gonna record me painting it fully. And then I'm gonna do it fast speed. So we'll speed up this clip, won't we? That will be interesting. Never done that before. Seen lots of other people do it, and it's actually not bad to watch. Whip it, whip it. Okay. Done. Alright, here they are now completed. I will put them in the sun again to have another sunbathe. And just a little note on this little trick that I do. That's a double layer, okay? You know, fold it in half and put it on. It's a real pain in the ass to actually handle and get it on there, because it clings to everything, cling film, surround wrap. It wants to surround everything. Okay, pity it couldn't surround China, eh? did you hear that? The recent piece of news I heard was that there were people in China that had the coronavirus in November 2019. They were the people in the laboratory, and it is suggested that they were producing a chemical warfare weapon. And the people in the laboratory got the virus and then infected other people. But they kept quiet about it, and we didn't discover until March the following year. What absolute bastards. I'm never going to buy anything from China ever again. Really, that just pisses me off. It really does. That's just so wrong that they got away with this. And I mean, there's nothing we can do to get our money back, and those people can't get their lives back. Oh, one other minor thing, and I'm not going to do a wine and wines or a gin and groans, but why is it the only true news I seem to be able to find is not on an American station? It's on an Australian Sky News, where they seem to report the facts. It amazes me that the media over here now are so afraid to say the truth about what the hell's going on in America, be it the border, be it bumbling Biden, anything. I have to get Australian news, which is what I watch, because they seem to be at least reporting what is happening, whereas the media over here are censored by the White House, it appears. Sorry, bit of a rant there, because it pisses me off. Give me the truth, let me decide what's right and what's wrong. Okay, sorry, off my bandwagon, my soapbox. Put this out in the sun now, let it dry. Next stage will be peel it off, and then we can finally get round to having a jolly good flock. Ah, yes. Flocking your mini. Well, no, not really mini. Flocking the two little cubbies. They are now dry. Oh, excuse me. So, let us get into these babies. And I did give that an extra gooper slewing overnight. Gooper slewing, he says. What are you talking about? Super glue. So now, let's get into the flocking bit. Time to start flocking. Now, this is the kit opened. We have a lovely little brush. And apparently, you have to keep this out of the reach of children. Well, I can't think why, unless it's because they don't want you to waste a decent product on children. If they're dumb enough to drink it, who cares? Then we have our little pumper. Do you remember the kaleidoscope, kids? Anyway, this is just I used to do used to pump up balloons like this, didn't we, at Christmas? Whew. I'm sorry, getting excited over that. So what we need to do is put some flock inside. We have to get the flock inside. It's got to go flocking inside. I'm not quite sure why that piece of paper's in there, but I ain't going to flock with it. Okay, let's just get some of the flock in here. Sorry, I know I keep saying flock, 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 and sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's just fucking annoying. But I don't give a flock. Yeah, just want to make sure I've got enough in there to coat these two boxes, because obviously you can't put too much. Well, you can put too much, I guess, but let's see. Okay, that's a fair old chunk in there now. They give you instructions. God knows why. Well, guys, we don't do instructions. Right, screwdriver time to open that. Oh, my new Harbour Freight cheap ass Torx thingy, longy, sticky for another job. Got to find somewhere to put these with a magnet, probably. I think they cost me a whole $13. Yeah, it's not a high quality tool, but how often am I going to use them? Not a lot, Houston. Now, let's get this baby open. And this is one of my old beat up Craftsman screwdrivers. So all you people that go, hey, he's ruining a screwdriver. Yeah, I probably am. Give it a bit of a stir. All right, as much drip off as we can. It's just because I know I hate to waste this kind of shit. I mean, wow, I've flocked quite a few things, and there's a shitload left in there. Always handy to have a good old bathroom towel left behind. Just don't let the wife know. Oh, you're going to be toast otherwise. All right, I'm going to flock one, and I'll flock the other one later, but there's no point in you watching me flock two, because you'll get the idea. Brush that comes with it. And I think, hope I'm correct in saying this, you clean it with cellulose thinners. So this is the paint adhesive to make the flock attach. Obviously you start at the back, give it a reasonable coat, but try and get it smooth. Why smooth? Well, because when you apply the flock, you kind of want a nice flocking finish. Damn, I did it again. I'm sorry guys, I keep doing that. It's just that word flock, it just kind of gets to you. I know, I don't flocking care. Yeah, all right, yeah, all right. Let's see if I can stop them now. That'll be a fucking miracle. All right, so you just get this shit around. It's good shit too. It really is. Ever so sticky. Yeah, ever so sticky, so be careful. Otherwise you could end up being stuck up like I am. Ha 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 ha. Stuck up little bastard. And try and get it in all the little creases, because you want your flock to go into those creases. And obviously you start from the deepest point and work your way out, otherwise you're going to get yourself covered in all sorts of crap. I hope you're finding this interesting. If you're not, then that button that says fast forward, hit it. And if you don't like my commentary, which for some reason some people don't, I don't know why, then mute. Don't you wish you had one of those on your wife, eh? A little mute button. So when she's giving you shit, you can just hit the mute button. Or maybe the fast forward to the time you're in bed with her and having naughties. Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, sorry. Oh no, this is so sexual. Oh man, he is such a dirty little bastard. Oh my God, how could I possibly watch his channel? Well, you don't have to. You know the rules. You like what I do? Watch it. Subscribe. You don't like what I do? Don't watch it. Yeah, a little bit much there, so let's just brush it out, man. Brush it out. Huh? Okay. Now, do I need to flock these bits? No, I don't. I don't need to flock these edges, but I'm going to, because I want to make sure I've got it wherever it needs to be, even if it's places it really doesn't need to be. Okay. Now, normally I would just move ahead and paint the second piece with the flocking glue. But, because you're watching me, just for you, I wouldn't do it for anybody else, but just for you, I'm now going to flock this. So I hope I don't get in a mess. And you know what I was going to say then, but I didn't say it, did I? Did I? No, I didn't. I tell you what I'm going to do, which is not something I normally do. I'm just going to rest it in the vise here, because it's easier to just rest it. It's rested. Oh, that's no good. That's dead. Cheers. Oh, gin and tonic. And I'll tell you what I've discovered recently. I always like mine with a cocktail onion and an olive. My brother, I think, he prefers it with a slice of lemon or lime. And then, you know, each to their own. But these olives that I've found now are stuffed with blue cheese. Oh, I love blue cheese. Yeah, good fart material. So you might want to try that, guys. Right, now we grab our little mini flocker. This is now coated, as you know, in the adhesive glue, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I'm gonna make a slight digression here. This is dust. It's powder. It's not shit I want to breathe. Okay, so give me a second. Okie dokie, I am now covered in a funny little marsh. Oh, I sound like Kermit the Frog. What, the Frenchman? Yeah, that frog. All right, let's give this a bit of a bash, and let's start. And what you do is you pump away. And guys, it's like you're having a jolly good wank. Or for you Americans, you're jerking off. And you go over it as much as you want to until you think you've covered it. As you can see, oh well, hopefully you can see it's kind of fluffy in the air. Look, it's all over my hand. It's all over my hand. And the harder you pump, the more flock you get. Okay, that would appear to be it, but I don't know that for a fact. So let me grab my trusty Harbor Freight light. They're on. They're like 25 bucks at the moment, guys. You've got to get one. Oh, sorry, that probably blinded you. Now, you can see in there how nicely flocked that is. Now, it may be a little much in the corner there, but do not worry about that. There is more here than will stay. I will now leave this overnight, and in the morning, tip it upside down and give it a tap. And all the stuff that's not, sorry, I'm fighting with the mask here. All the stuff that is not attached, bonded to the pocket or whatever it is you're doing, will literally just fall out. Could I do it now? Yes, I could, but I'm not going to. I just want to leave it to set. Okay, so there it is. I think that looks pretty fucking darn good. I hope you agree, and if you don't, there's not a lot I can do about it. So that is one Cubby, Cubby box restored. I will now continue to do the other one, and once they're both dry, shove them in a box and send them back to my bro in Delaware. Or what was he described it once? I think it was on a t-shirt, it said Della where? Which I thought was kind of funny. Hey, he likes it there. Yeah, it's a bit heavy down there in the corner, but that will come off. Everywhere else is covered, and that's good. Sheesh. I don't think you can do better than that for that kit. Oh, and by the way, I know I don't think I've ever shown this, so give me a second here. Flock kit for Mark II, because that's what I used it for. But however, this is a mini flocker kit, black nylon. In all honesty, I cannot tell you where I got it. Hopefully you can see that detail on there, and I'm sure if you googled mini flocker kit it would come up, and it wasn't expensive, and as you can see, even a retard like me can actually do it without much effort. Alright, thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, watch some of my other videos. It don't cost you shit if you subscribe. It's fun, as long as you're not upset by the odd naughty word or the odd sexual innuendo, then you'll like my channel. If you don't like that shit, then don't watch it, because I ain't ever going to change. I'm an old fart, and that's where I'm going. And look at those beautiful ladies there. Oh, someone asked me, oh, doesn't your wife mind that you have those pictures there? Why should she? They're pictures. My wife's gorgeous. My wife knows I love her. My wife knows I ain't going anywhere. I do have, I can't think what you call it, a license. I'm allowed to have sex with Catherine Zeta-Jones. She said she would understand. My wife would, Catherine wouldn't. I guess Michael might be a bit pissed too. My wife said she would understand, but she still divorced me. Well, can't win them all, can you guys? She also has the same with Justin Hayward, Sam Neill, Clive Owen. Hey, hang on, how's she got so many and I've only got one? Well, I guess I could get Angelina, but I was going to say Brad might be upset, but Brad's moved on again. Dirty little bugger. Okay, that really is the end of this video. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and get your fucking ass in that